Hey guys, I was supposed to be coming on tonight for episode 6 recap show with Mickey, but Mickey has been delayed and she's not able to make it with our difference in time, our time zone difference. So I decided to just do a little bit of quick live Q&A since I was scheduled to come on anyway. So just a little bit of live Q&A. So for anybody who's got some questions, you know what, I forgot to ask my assistant to see if there's any questions over at the live at RebeccaLynnPope.com. Let me go look real quick and see what we've got in the inbox for live at RebeccaLynnPope.com. That's where you can send your questions, guys, if you want me to answer questions live. Hold on one second. I'm gonna go into the email and see what we've got in there. And if any of you guys have any live Q&A questions on here as well, you can ask them right here in the comments as well. Yoro, it's her, says, how long should we wait if we feel a man is emotionally unavailable? So there's quite a couple variables that come into that. Yoro, it's her. I would say that once you, so let me see, there's several variables depending on everything else that you have in the dynamic of the dating situation. Is he worth finding out what's going on with him, why he's emotionally unavailable, and if he's willing to work on it? These are all crucial questions. Let me see if I can bring you live with me and ask you. I'm going to ask you to see if you want to come live with me, sweetheart. Let me know if you want to come on live with me so I can ask you a couple questions, and that way I can get a really good understanding of your situation. If you don't want to, that's fine. You can just decline it. But I have questions. In order to really be able to answer that question, I need some more details, because relationships and even in dating, as you're getting to know people, guys. Hi, sweetheart. You're able to come on?
Yes. Hi, thank you.
Hi. You're welcome. So let me ask you just a couple questions, okay? So we can kind of, if you're starting to feel like he's emotionally unavailable, how long have you guys been seeing each other?
Okay, we've been seeing each other for about 3 months. And so we
Okay.
will probably see each other every 2 weeks. Not regularly, because I'm a little unavailable due to my schedule. So
your time, you're not available from a time perspective. You feel like he's not available emotionally.
Yes. I know neither is good, right?
Right? I'm pointing it out. I'm just pointing, I'm fair. I see it from both sides. Okay, so tell me how you got to this place, because if you've only been seeing each other 3 months and you're only seeing each other every 2 weeks, then Britannica, hi baby. You're literally have only seen him 6 times.
So I was wondering, should I wait? Because he could be doing evaluation on his end, I know. So I didn't know if I should put more time in or ask.
He could be pulling back because he feels like, only seeing you every 2 weeks. I'm not about to get invested in this chick. She don't even have time for me.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair.
Okay.
And what's your name? What's your name, sweetheart? What can I call you?
Yolanda. My name's Yolanda.
Yolanda.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Yolanda. To be fair, I like to be fair.
Yeah.
Okay. So to be fair, if I was a dude and I was really feeling you, Yolanda, like really feeling you, and you don't make no time for me. Listen, when a man is really into you and he's only allowed to see you once every 2 weeks, that's twice a month.
I know.
When a man's really into you, girl, he trying to kiss you, he trying to touch you, he trying to see you, he trying to see your smile, he wants to hear your laugh, he want to look at your booty, he want to, like, all that.
I know. Okay, so
as soon as you twice a month, they ain't getting that done.
I just kind of let it play out and just, or talk about it? Or I know I need to try to make myself more available, but how should I?
So here's the thing, Yolanda, real talk. Do you have more time available to see him if you were really, really into him? Would you have more? Could you make more time?
I could make adjustments. See, I have a daughter, so being that he's new, I didn't feel that I wanted to really make adjustments to her, like get her over to a babysitter to go on a date. But as it got more serious, then I would feel it would be more appropriate for me to go ahead and say, okay, I'll get a babysitter, but I really kind of want to find out how, what he's feeling or how he's seeing this before I do something as put my daughter off on her weekends when she's not with, when she's supposed to be with me. So,
okay. So here's my next question. Has he tried to see you more often than the 2-week allowance?
he knows that I have my daughter and that I have her every other week. So he's been respectful of that. So I don't know if he's just really being respectful of it, or if it just happens to work for him with his emotional unavailability. So if he's unavailable, a schedule like mine could really work for a person, right? Because it's like, I don't have to see you except every 2 weeks.
I mean, I don't feel you have enough data and enough time to even be able to say that he's emotionally unavailable.
Okay.
There has not been...
we don't talk as much during the times that we aren't seeing each other. I think, and I know that he has a high power position, but still, I feel like we could probably talk more. That's where. So
not a lot of conversations, not a lot of talk on the phone before you go to bed. Squeeze it in where you can.
No.
So here's. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say he has reached out, but it's like 9 o'clock, and it's like, can you talk? And by then it's like, okay, I'm kind of closing things down at home, or I might not be available to stop and talk on the phone, because you have your little daughter, you can't be on the phone, although she's 11, she has her own room and things like that. But it's really like, it's new. Me dating with her, it's new. I like to add that. So
okay. So here's what I'm gonna say, and obviously we have not had coaching sessions, and I don't know all the details of all of this, but this is just out of my spirit, out of my gut. Okay. I don't think you guys really like each other. Really like each other. Okay. Like, if there was chemistry where you were really digging him, Yolanda, and he was really digging you, this wouldn't even be a conversation, because it would be like, oh my God, I gotta try to find a babysitter for my child. I gotta I gotta figure this out, because oh my God, he's so amazing. And he would do the same for you. It would be like, he's not gonna just accept, oh, I'm only gonna see her every 2 weeks. He'd be like, what time should go to bed? He would be pressing his interest to be trying to connect with you. And if that never really happened, and it just is fizzling out, just go ahead and let it fizzle. Okay. That's the natural, organic, path of what this is and what it ain't. Right? Okay. This is what it is and what it ain't. Okay. So, there's a difference between being interested versus being invested. And I was kind of men know pretty quickly, Yolanda, if they're really, really into someone. Was it breaking up?
Yeah, it was breaking up.
So, and I don't really think you're really, really, really into him. Like, I'm not feeling that.
Okay. Because we're going out.
Do you feel like you are?
We're going out tomorrow, and I was gonna bring it up.
Okay, so you got one more date. I would say it's do or die. I would bring up this entire conversation with him. Okay. I would literally put it on the table. I was a very blunt and direct dater.
Okay.
I would just, the same exact thing that we're talking about right now, I would talk to him. He say, listen, you know, I don't know if you're really, really feeling me. I mean, do you feel like this is going anywhere? Are you thinking you're more interested in getting closer or more connected? Ask some questions, Yolanda.
Okay. Okay.
Don't just tell me what you think.
Okay. I'll ask questions.
Ask questions.
Okay.
So, you know, how interested are you in me? Where do you know? Are you wanting to see each other more? You know, like ask some real questions like a friend.
See,
Make him don't.
Being that I'm new with the dating, I thought that I was to be not easy to get, but like easy on the spirit and not harp with questions. Where do we go? So I was trying to kind of
Not what are we? Not what are we? That's not one of the questions.
No,
definitely not that. You're not at that stage at all.
No.
But it's definitely around like, okay, so first of all, I'll say this. The fact that you're asking the question with me tonight means you're interested.
Yes, I am.
Maybe you've had a long break from dating and you're kind of trying to get your legs under you. You're not quite confident in this dating stuff right now or quite yet.
That's
okay. Right. Okay, but you do like him.
I do like him. I'm interested in him.
And you would like to get to know him better.
Yes, I would.
And you would like him to want to see you more.
Yeah. Yes, and then I'll make adjustments off, you know.
Okay.
I can, you know, adjust the schedule.
Okay. I want you to ask questions and I want you to express that to him tomorrow on the date.
Okay. That's what I'll do.
Because now, then you pay, here's the thing, Yolanda. Listen to his answers. Okay? Don't filter the answers through what you want to hear. Are we breaking up again?
No, I hear you. Okay. Don't.
Oh, I think we broke up a little bit. Did you hear me?
I heard you.
Don't listen to what he says, and then I want you to express what it is you want.
Okay.
Express what you want, what you would like.
Okay.
And then after this date, pay attention to his behavior.
Okay.
If he shows more interest, more calls, more trying to see you, he likes you and he's responding.
Okay.
If he doesn't, he's not interested.
Okay. Thank you.
Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. It does.
Okay.
I'll do that.
All right. Well, check back in with us and let us know how it goes. I want to know about this date tomorrow. I want to know what happens.
Okay, I will. I'll let you know.
All right. Thank you, Yolanda.
Okay, thank you, Rebecca. Okay, bye.
Okay, babe. Bye-bye. All right, guys. Who else has some more questions? She sounds new to dating and might not be opening herself up to more options. Yeah, she admits she's really new to dating. She's been out of the dating scene for quite a long time, and she's, you know, kind of getting back into dating, getting back out there. And listen, it's, you know, when you haven't been dating, it's, you know, you got to find your footing. I was going to go in here and see if we had any questions inside the email, guys. I got distracted. All right, any other questions tonight on here in the comments? Let me go back. Okay, let me go back down. So on point with that approach. Thank you, Neil. Neil, the real deal. Hey, honey, needs that warming up. All right, anybody else have any other questions before I go into, oh gosh, it's telling me I'm logged into too many email accounts on Gmail. I gotta log out. Sign out of all accounts. Okay, somebody says, I got a question. Make sure it's polite and respectful. How do you make a man you are attracted to ask you on a date? How do you make a man you are attracted to ask you on a date? So 0069, are you guys talking on the phone? How much engagement is there? Are you guys just making googly eyes at each other? Are you just looking at him? Is he showing any interest at all? Lots of questions, right? Lots of questions. you really don't even want to be in a position where you're trying to get someone to ask you on a date who's not even interested at all. If you're just having a crush, right? If you're having a big crush, and you're just, you're crushing, you're infatuated, but he may, if he doesn't know you're alive, right? That can be tricky because you don't want to be manipulating too much trying to get a date. You want him to organically notice you and strike up a conversation. But there's nothing wrong with initiating a conversation. There's nothing wrong with being able to gauge if he's interested or if he just hasn't noticed you. There's lots of variables to this. I would say that thinking back over dating and dating coaching, I would say, I don't think you have to really work hard to get a man to ask you on a date if he's really, truly interested in you. You just have to be open. You have to be feminine. You have to be fun, seem inviting so he's not intimidated. And then he'll ask you out because he likes you. But if someone's not really interested in you, then that becomes different. Okay. There was a question right here. All things cadence. I'm 29. I've been doing the work for a solid 3 years now. I desire to be in a relationship, but I feel like I want it too much, and I'm not sure how to find the medium between desire and desperation. Okay, great question, sweetheart. So, all things cadence. 29 years old, you've been working on yourself for 3 years, you're still in your 20s, and you feel like you want a relationship and you really want it bad, but you don't want to you want to find that balance. So, all things cadence, are you able to come live with me for 1 second? And see if she can come on, guys, so I can ask her some real questions. Cadence.
Hi, am I connected? I'm sorry, it's a little bit dark here.
It's okay. Okay, so you go by Cadence?
Yes.
All right, sweetheart. Okay, so I got a couple questions.
Okay.
29, been working on yourself for the last 3 years. All of that is wonderful. How much dating experience do you have? Like, how much have you actually just dated? Like, meeting people, going on dates?
I would say, so I've been in 3 real relationships, and then I've been dating actively. I think for the past 3 years, I have been actively dating.
Okay, you've been dating while you worked on yourself.
Yes. It kind of pushed me into working on myself a little bit more. A lot of things came out, and I started to see, okay, I need some work.
Yeah. Feedback.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest, I think, attributes and positive things about dating is that it does cause you to have to learn yourself by just interacting with people in real life.
Absolutely. It really, the triggers definitely showed me what I needed to work on.
Right. It was like looking in the mirror like, dang, okay, that I really got upset by that. I need to work on that. Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to dating then, so let me ask you this. The fact that in your question you mentioned you want to find that balance between being wanting it but not being desperate for it.
Yeah, I think especially as I go into my 30s, it's that thing that happens where, I want it and I don't want to be dating a bunch of people in my 30s. I really want a solid relationship, but I don't want to want it too much where I will make anything work.
Right. So what is the underlying limiting belief or fear you have around ever thinking that you would settle for something that isn't the best for you?
I think a lot of times the discouragement causes me to feel like, because I haven't seen one in my own life and relationships around me, I don't really see a lot of healthy relationships. So I'm not really encouraged when it comes to the dating scene. I don't see a lot of men out there doing the work. So when I meet them, what they're saying doesn't align with what they're doing. And a lot of it does have to do what I've gravitated towards. But I'm just like, where do we find solid people? Where do we find solid men? And I think my limiting belief, let me go back to the question, is that I don't think that there's someone out there for me.
So there's this fear down deep in there that there's really not someone for you.
Yeah.
So that's what you have to work on. It's not the dating. It's eliminating that fear. So here's a perspective I've used with clients to help you kind of model this, okay? There's 7.8 billion people on Earth. Right? You see where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me out of 7.8 billion people, half of those being men, right? That 3.6, what it was the math do? 3.8 billion men.
Yeah.
And God doesn't have a few of them.
Right.
That are great potential for you. All you need is one, baby. All I needed was Carrie Pope.
You're right.
All I needed was Carrie Pope. All I need, like, I don't care about 1,800 other gazillion, people.
Right.
There's somebody for you, boo. Listen, there's somebody for you. There's several somebodies for you. There's not even just one soulmate. No,
I don't believe that. You're absolutely right.
So you have to challenge that fear and you have to talk back to it until you reprogram that crazy little scared voice that's deep on the inside that is speaking to that negativity and that fear. And you have to speak back to it and take authority over it.
Yeah.
Because how are we supposed to talk to ourselves? That's a lie. Rebecca then posted there's 7.8 billion people on Earth, and that half of them are men, and that there's somebody for me, and I don't care if he's Asian. I got a friend from college married to a Filipino man with the most beautiful little Filipino black babies. One of the things I think that we have to also do is take some of the limitations off. Right?
Yeah.
Of thinking you know exactly what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we have very strong idealizations around what we think it's supposed to look like.
Yeah. Whether it's culturally, age, their look, all of those things. I guess
all of the above.
Strip it all and remember that there is someone out there for me.
Yes. And that open yourself up to the possibilities, right?
So what about what do I do? Well, you know what? Maybe it isn't the age thing because I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of accelerated a little bit more since I've turned 29. I've added a part of my vision board. So is that something that I feel like I should be intentional about it, but I don't know. Is it the age?
Yes, it's your age, and it's the pressure that society pushes and presses on us to be settled down at these ages. But we're seeing this. Men and women are waiting longer.
Yeah.
Both.
Okay.
Right? They're pursuing goals, dreams, education, all kinds of stuff before they're saying, before I settle down and have children, I really want to explore. I want to travel. I want to do everything I want to do while I'm single. Yeah. So it's very natural that you're feeling the pressure at 29 to say, I should be married.
Sometimes I feel like there's something wrong with me. Like, if I've dated so actively, what's going on? I feel like I see a lot of that. And, I live in Southern California. There's a lot of eligible men here. Well, I just haven't come across them yet. So
here's the thing, baby. Remember this. You're young. You're very young. You're 29. Okay. You got time. And one of the things I would encourage you to do, because you're working on yourself. You're doing that work to work on yourself. Work on eliminating that fear. Okay, because fear does block blessings. Now, that would be the one thing that you got to work on, because if you don't, I had a client one year, and she was actually a millennial, and she said that she had this fear from the time she was a teenager that real love wasn't for her.
That's how I'm feeling.
And guess what? If you go out into the world dating by law of attraction, if you believe there's nobody for you, then are you really going to meet anybody that's for you?
No.
Or are you even going to meet people and sabotage it? because you're just thinking like, I know it's not going to work anyway. So why, you know, oh, this isn't it. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've got to change that heart posture and change that mindset because we bring about what we think about, the power of our mind.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't really believe there's anybody for you, there's not.
Yeah.
But if you believe the world is full of wonderful men that God just has waiting for you and they just haven't met you yet, and you haven't met them yet, and if you believe that, which is how I was when I was dating, which is why I had such a great time.
Okay.
Because I just thought, I mean, I've always been a very positive person and an optimistic person, but I would just meet the most amazing men. And in my mind, I was like, there are good men everywhere.
Okay.
That's how I felt.
I'm going to stop entertaining the conversations about, you know, even my experiences. Sometimes I feel like I over analyze them, and then I have too many conversations about them. I think about it for too long, and I think I just need to eliminate all of that and just have a more positive attitude towards it.
Yes, you have to have a positive attitude towards it. That is what's crucial. And it's also really crucial that you think of and here's the other thing. At 29, you know what age of men I would be dating if I were you?
I would say 40.
35.
That's what I'm interested in. 35 upwards.
The closer to 40 he is, the more you are absolutely amazing and such a catch to him.
Okay. Sounds
right, because you're gonna be his sugar pie, honey bunch, sweet little sweet young thing, you know. And if he hasn't gotten married, hasn't had any kids, you're not married, haven't had any kids, or even if he has a child. Here's the other thing: don't eliminate a good man that's already got a baby or has a child, even if because some of the very best men already are fathers.
Yeah. I've considered.
That's what makes them good men, because they're such great fathers. Mm-hmm. Because what are the characteristics of great fathers? Patience, nurturing, caring, loving, considerate, planning, accountable, responsible, all the things that we are really looking for in husbands. Mm-hmm. Really good fathers
also have
all the things.
I've definitely considered that. So I'm gonna keep my mind and my heart open and believe that it's going to happen to me.
So a journal assignment for you is every day for 30 days, take out a journal or a piece of paper and write out, God has a man for me. God has a man for me. God has a man for me. And when you're dating, all you're doing when you're dating and meeting people is you're evaluating, are you the one God got for me or not? Like, God show me if it's him. Wait, I ain't trying to be, making no more mistakes and having more lessons. I need the one that God has for me. God's got someone for me. God's got a man for me. Write that 20 times.
Okay.
Every day.
I'm going to do that because I need to get it in my mind. I need to reprogram that.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
How do I get off of here?
I think you hit the X. There should be an X somewhere.
Okay, perfect.
All right, guys. Let me see if there was another question in here. Daniel Concrete Rose. If the ratio of women to men is 8-1, then why are we telling modern women to push for this Disney-type monogamous relationship with a man? What's truly wrong about a good man having a good wife and a mistress on the side? I mean, Danielle, if you want to be the mistress and you want to, listen, there's all kind of stuff going on out here nowadays. I ain't mad at you. Baby, do you. If that's what you want to do you. I ain't trying to be nobody's mistress. Mistress ain't in mistress does not get any rights. Mistress ain't on no marriage contract. Mistress can't go to the hospital if he's sick. Mistress ain't getting them benefits. I am not going to play mistress to nobody and nothing. And not be dealing with a whole man in situation, laying up, having kids and doing everything else and don't have no rights to nothing. That's just not me. Now I know that's some of y'all out here, But that's not me. I'm just saying. And at the end of the day, it's not really 8-1. Yeah, that's that side chick mindset. I'm good. You, baby, this is the wrong channel. Wrong channel. Because there's still enough men looking for women and women looking for men. It is about good women and good men finding each other. That's the problem. That's the problem. Half the time y'all don't like each other. Good women and good men don't like each other. That's the number one problem I have when I was matchmaking. Y'all don't want each other. Period. But then you complain about everybody else that you're trying to make be a fit. Kaz Trocon, are you married? Yes, I'm married. All right, so let me go to another question. Is there any chance for a romantic relationship if the man is physically attracted to you, but you are friends? Alashani Jerry. Okay, Alashani. So let me get this straight. He's attracted to you, but you're not like really attracted to him. He's just more attracted to you, and you're wanting to know if there's a potential for a romantic relationship. That's an interesting question. One of the questions I would have. Oh, you're welcome. Haley says, I love you, Rebecca. You were so kind to her. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. One of the questions I have about this type of a situation. Yeah, I'll say the live island girly. See, there's levels to things, okay? When you're 25, you could friend zone a man that could be perfect for you that you would never friend zone at 30 or 35. Like with age comes wisdom and experience. With youth, there's like an arrogance to youth, which is why so many young people out here just running around crazy, acting like they got all these options and just, you know, nah, you don't really have as many options as you guys think you do. I mean, so is there potential for a romantic relationship if he's attracted to you, but you're not attracted to him? Probably not right now, not where you're at, and just the way that the question was asked. You know, if you're not, it wouldn't be fair to him to try to engage in a romantic relationship if you're really just not into him. Because, you know, he deserves to be wanted. He deserves somebody who's just as much into him as he is into you. So I would say it's not fair. But if there is a way for you, if you guys are really, really great friends and you really love him as a person, and there's the potential at all, for there to be true compatibility and love, those make for the very best relationships long term. They're based on friendship and love and compatibility. And, you know, there's so much more that goes into it than just physical attraction, because you can be physically attracted to a jerk and you're not going to be able to be with him. So, you know, I would say that explore it, ask yourself some hard questions, you know, and just make sure that whatever you're wanting physically is not absolutely ridiculous and you're not disqualifying a really great potential partner because you're having ridiculous physical expectations. That's the best I can do based on not having all the details, okay? Okay. Let me see, I gotta delete some of these questions. What are some of the questions to ask while dating to really know a man better at their core? So, Ali Shane said that's a good answer. Should people move for love before they meet a person? No, definitely not. I mean, listen, you don't know who somebody is just talking to them on the phone. You really don't, guys. I'm going to say that once again. You don't know people just FaceTiming and talking on the phone. But you have to be around someone to get to know someone. How you think all these men who try to get these wives from, you know, from low-income countries, and they try to bring women over here, these little male brides, you know, they want a woman, they want a Dominican woman, they want a Filipino woman, they want to whatever, and they try to bring women over here, and that man is nothing but a green card, nothing but a meal ticket, you know, and he thinks because she's from another country that she's not going to come over here and get Americanized. She come over here and get Americanized, be ready to leave your butt. She wasn't never interested in you. She is acting like she was interested in you. It's called survival, not love. Anyway, let me go back to Anuma's question. Anuma, you said, what are some of the questions to ask while dating to really know a man better at their core? So here's what I would do when I was dating. And guys, this is the reason I got so good at dating and how I became a dating coach, is I genuinely am interested in people. I mean, genuinely interested. I am genuinely interested in people's stories. I love understanding what makes people tick. So if you can lead with being curious, just like you're getting to know anybody else. Curiosity is wonderful in dating because guess what? You're going to ask questions. You're going to want to know their interests. You're going to want to know how they think. You're going to want to know their dreams. I mean, I would have conversations on dates that were just, that's why I had so much fun dating. Because I could meet a man and we could talk. And I mean, we would talk about business and dreams and, you know, fears and just, I mean, we would just talk. And I think that talking has almost like become a lost art form in our current society. It's like we're not talking to each other anymore. So questions when it comes to going on dates is no different than just having a conversation and getting to know someone. You know, okay, so I know what you do for a living. Do you have any other dreams besides that? Do you have aspirations? I mean, what are you thinking about, you know, for the future? You know, what is something you have on your bucket list? What are some things you want to do before you die? You know, like, do you have a family? Do they, you know, is your mom and dad still alive? You know, do you have siblings? I mean, ask about passions, interests, dreams, relationships, friends, family, all kinds of stuff. Yes, Beyond Coaching LLC put in some good stuff. What are your values? What are your short, long-term goals? Have a conversation, guys, just like you would with any friend, just like you would with anybody. That's how I had so much fun dating. Because there wasn't any pressure. It wasn't like I'm asking questions just to be able to disqualify or qualify him as a potential partner. Now, sometimes that can be frustrating, right? I know it was frustrating for some of the men because they weren't used to someone being so engaging. But then if there really wasn't a love match and it really wasn't like a real connection going on, they're disappointed because they felt like something was really happening because we're having such great conversations. And I mean, but at the same time, I don't think that anybody I ever dated or went on a date with would ever say they regretted going on a date with me or regretted meeting me. I feel like there was always this mutual energy where I met incredible people. They thought I was incredible too. And we would have these like great conversations. And I actually loved that. And I think that, you know, especially because I'm a supportive person and an encouraging person, you know, I could go on a first date with someone and he's telling me his dreams and talking to me about his goals. And I'm all in like, oh my God, I can so see you doing that. That's going to be amazing when you start that company. That is so needed. You know, I mean, I'm one of those people. I'm like one of those number one cheerleaders, right? That's just going to be like, yes, oh my God, have you thought about this? I met this other person. You should meet. I'm going to connect you with her because she does this and that can help you with your business and da-da-da. I just love listening to people and talking to people and helping people. And I'll definitely say that if you can take more of that type of an approach to dating, I mean, even if it's not a love match, you've made a great friend or connection or associate. Stack Meatball 44 says, that's great energy. Yes, just put out some great energy and just have some real conversations. And guys, here's the other thing. Honestly, I don't know too many people who really don't like to talk about themselves because people don't really get to talk about themselves, which is why therapy is so needed. Because the thing is that when you go on dates, give someone the opportunity to talk. Ask them some real questions about who they are and what they want and what they're thinking. And literally, you know, just see what they say. Engage and listen. You know, I mean, I think sometimes people go on dates and they're going on dates from this like almost like a chore. I think dating has become a chore for some of you guys. Like, some of you need to stop dating. Stop dating. Like, don't force yourself to go on dates because you feel like if I don't date, I'm not going to meet anyone and I'm not going to get married or I'm not going to settle down. That's the worst energy in the world to go out on dates with. That's horrible. Like, you don't really want to be there. It's not genuine. It's not authentic. It's not organic. I mean, you got to be able to enjoy yourself. I mean, we work so hard. You guys, as adults, life is so serious and we work so hard. And I think that dating and meeting people and meeting new people should be fun. It should be interesting. It should be time out from serious life. I don't know about you guys, but my adult life, you know, my mother died, was suffering from cancer for 10 years. She lived with me. I was taking care of her and my dad. I had kids. I went through a divorce. I mean, life gets really hard and gets really messy real quick. You know, I mean, you got to be able to have fun. 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 For me, having great conversations was a lot of fun. Yeah, the negative energy sometimes comes from dating people who we're not really attracted to. Like, I wouldn't even date anybody I didn't like. So here's my other rule. I cover this in the dating masterclass. You guys go take the dating masterclass. I cover that a lot. That literally I'm judging everything by energy. If I have the first conversation with you and I'm not feeling it on the conversation on the phone, I'm not going on a date. If we actually have an engaging conversation on the phone and I feel no type of connection, energy, vibe that is like, oh my God, okay, this is flowing. You're cool. I like you. This is all right. Cool. Yes. Let's go get some drinks. Let's go for coffee. Let's go to, you know, let's go have dinner, whatever. But if I'm not feeling that in that first phone call, I'm not going on a date. If I don't even like talking to you on the phone, I'm definitely not going to like you in person. I'm not. Because it's energy. We are spiritual beings. We pick up on everything. Pay attention to your spirit. Pay attention to energy. Fellas, you stop going on these dates with these loser chicks just because they're beautiful. And you get her on the phone, she can't even hold a conversation. And you're intellectual and smart, but you up here entertaining dummies because she's gorgeous. So you go on the dates because she's fine and she's dumber than a brick and can't even carry a conversation. I need men to recognize their worth too. God has more potential for you in your destiny and your calling than to just be dating pretty chicks that are dumb. I'm just saying. Neil says the problem in today's era, men are measuring the cost, women are measuring their time, and neither wants to think of the value of the sheer experience. Neil, that is such a great point. I'm gonna talk about that for a second, Neil. Let me tell you something. This is the raw, honest truth. If I didn't really like a man, what I observed is the more I didn't really like a man, the more they would try to do to get me. Listen to what I'm saying. These are the men, the energy is there. They know I'm not really interested. They know I'm not engaging. They go harder. Oh, let's go to Ruth Chris. Oh, let's go out of town. Let's take a trip. Oh, you need some downtime. You need a vacation. Oh, they start throwing money, whatever you want to call it. They start throwing it at you, trying to engage you with the money, but then that type of man is also the man that's mad and will call women gold diggers because you're ignoring the fact that we don't like you and you're trying to throw money, and there's certain women who are going to take you up on it. That's not me. I'm not taking you up on it. I don't like you. I'm a pretty straightforward person. I don't care if you trying to put a stamp in my passport or not. If I don't want to kiss you and I don't like you like that, I'm one of those. I'm old school. I don't believe nothing's for free. You ain't gonna get me over to Dubai and I'm gonna be in my own hotel room and you gonna be in your own hotel room and you gonna leave me alone the whole week we in Dubai. You gonna be trying to kiss me. You gonna be trying to press up on me. You gonna feel like I owe you. Oh no, I ain't putting myself in that situation. I will book my own trip to Dubai, or I will wait till I can afford my own trip to Dubai. So I'm to be over there with you trying to put your old man lips on me. Okay, now back to my point. So Neil, back to my point. So there's that situation, okay? Neil, when I met my husband, and I had met a couple men before him as well. We were both recovering from divorces, both of us recovering financially, both of us recovering in credit, I had just buried my mother the year before. So listen, we didn't have a lot of money, neither one of us. Neither Carrie nor I had a lot of money when we met each other. But this is how you know you really like someone, okay? I didn't care. Hey, Shay, I didn't care if Carrie Pope and I had ice cream dates, coffee dates, wing dates. We would get chicken and sit in his car and laugh and eat. Carrie would take me to the movies off of them Groupon special deals. Guys, you know how there used to be the little dollar movie places, studio movie grill. They had all these deals where you could go to the movies on certain nights and it was only, a few bucks to go to the movies. Carrie, I'll wait. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? When you really, really dig somebody, you don't care where you going. You don't care what you doing, because all you care is that you're with them. That's all you care about. I literally did not care. We had dates sitting in the car. We had dates on a blanket in the park, having picnic with some takeout. That's why I started gaining weight as soon as I started dating Carrie Pope. I was dating this Southern man. All he want to eat is fried chicken. I mean, I didn't care. Beyond Coachy says, when you're with the right man, it's the simple things. And listen, if we're really honest with ourselves, when you really, really dig somebody, that it goes both ways. Ladies, when you've really dug somebody, you dealing with somebody who ain't got it like you think, like you have your whole list of things that he has to be. No, you meet that dude, you really like it. He's fine, and you really dig him, and all that stuff you said it had to be goes out the window. But you're talking about two mature people. Carrie and I was 38 and he was in his mid to late 40s. But we were mature. We're spiritual. We're willing to work on ourselves. You can trust a situation where you see somebody doing the work. You can trust a situation when you know someone is willing to do what it takes. Carrie Pope, the type of man, honey, if right now everything turned upside down, Carrie would go get 3 jobs. We both full-time entrepreneurs, but Carrie would go get 3 jobs to take care of me and these puppies because the kids are gone. But I just know my man. I know him. I know how he's built. I know his work ethic. He's amazing. You got to pay attention to who people are. Who? Current situations. do not always speak to who someone is. Anybody can find themselves in a poor situation, in a hard situation. You got to be able to look and see who someone is. And this is what I'm going to say before I get ready to go, because I got to get off here. Anything that Carrie had going on, his pros so outweighed the cons. All of the attributes and the positive, wonderful things about him so far outweighed. Some of you would have met him and thought his issues were, oh my God, no, it's too much. I can't do it, Rebecca. I looked at his issues like, what? That ain't nothing. That's all? That's all? I mean, this amazing man, and that's all he's got going on? See, some of y'all ain't lived enough. Some of y'all ain't dated enough. Some of y'all ain't been through the trenches enough. When you finally realize there's not as many wonderful, true, big-hearted, loving people in the world, right? When you begin to realize that genuine, good people are not on every corner. When you meet somebody really good and amazing, you gonna be like, oh, now wait a minute. You ain't going nowhere. You're not going nowhere. I wasn't all healed and whole when I met Carrie. I was in my path. I was doing healing work. I wasn't completely healed. I wasn't completely whole. I was grieving my mother. I had just been evicted the year before. I was rebuilding. Listen, it wasn't all wonderful and beautiful and like I had it all together. No, ma'am, I did not. But he saw in me the genuine woman, loving woman. I saw in him a genuine good man. So guess what? Sometimes you have to be willing to invest, especially when it's mutual. Is when you find that special connection. Mary Calamini says, gosh, I love when you speak about your love and admiration for your spouse like that, actually seeing their worth through the hardships, through the struggles everybody carries with them naturally. Yes. You ain't gonna find nobody out here perfect. So here's one of the questions I often would ask my coaching clients. I know everything you want. I mean, obviously, we know what's on your list. We know what you want. We know what you're trying, we get it, okay? We get it. The more important question, this is a real coaching question. What are you willing to tolerate? Since nobody's perfect and everyone's going to come with some type of flaws and issues, my question to you is, for the single people, and even for the people in relationships who might be struggling with their partners, it's so easy to focus on what's not right. But I ask you, what are you willing to work on and tolerate as imperfections in your partner? That's a really great question, because we never think of it like that. We think of all the great stuff in the laundry list of things we want our partner to be. But I want you to really think about, what is it you can deal with? What are you willing to deal with that's not so great? Because it's going to be something. I'm going to give you an example from my own personal work. One day, I was beating myself up over gaining some weight. And I just was like, oh, I'm just so sick of this struggle with weight. Oh, and I'm just mad at myself for gaining this weight. It's been one of those struggles my whole life. Just always trying to be in shape, stay sexy, stay pretty. And the thought crossed my mind, well, Rebecca, if you didn't struggle with your weight, what else would you want to struggle with? Because in life, there's always going to be a struggle. There's always going to be some area where you have to work hard to have results in that area. It doesn't come easy. It doesn't come natural. Okay? There's always going to be some area that takes work. And I said to myself, if I didn't struggle with work, if I didn't struggle with weight, what would I want to struggle with? What would I be willing to deal with if it wasn't my weight? And I sat and I thought about it. If it wasn't weight, would I want mental health issues? Oh God, no. I don't want to struggle with mental health. I wouldn't want money problems. Damn, right? I wouldn't want to be physically incapacitated or to be ill. God, what? I wouldn't want to not have healthy relationships or friendships or a loving marriage or, oh, God. Damn. Like I really had to sit there and think about that. Is there anything else I would trade this struggle for? And I had to say to myself, God, I'll deal with this one. I'll deal with this. I'll take responsibility for this struggle. I take ownership of this struggle. I'm going to keep working. I'm not giving up on this. I'm at the gym. I'm losing that weight, right? I'm on my diets. I'm on my healthy food. Why? Because if this is my struggle, I'm going to even be grateful for this struggle. I'm going to be grateful that it's not something else that could be such a stronger hardship. And as you find yourself struggle with something, put it into perspective. That there's somebody else that's got cancer. There's somebody else who has mental illness. There's somebody else that just struggles financially. There's somebody else that can't beg, borrow, or steal some self-esteem. There's somebody else. We could just go on and on, guys. So I hope that helps somebody, because I know it helped me in that conversation with God to put some perspective even on my own struggles. All right. I love you guys. Blessings and abundance. Make sure you get in for the ALPCC summer semester, brand new program. Neil says, prioritize the importance of what matters and you'll realize your issues are minor compared to the negative possibilities. Yes, Neil. Yes, yes, yes. I know tonight I'm going to go to bed counting my blessings. Make sure you count your blessings too. And make sure you give yourself grace. And make sure you give some grace to others. Even in dating, give people some grace. We all deserve it. It's not easy. All right. Love you guys. Make sure you sign up for ALPCC summer certification. And the leadership master's program is coming out. Going to be in your inbox for our certified abundant life coaches all over the world. Leadership is coming like tomorrow. We're releasing sales page. Okay. Oh, thank you, Neil. Neil says, just in case I don't see you on IG, happy birthday, my fellow Taurian. My 50th is May 1st. Congratulations. Happy 50, Neil. Woo. Happy birthday, Neil. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mine's May 6th. I'm a Taurian. Next week. I am so excited. It's my birthday. All right, guys. Love you. Blessings and abundance. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.